It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl today. Two outstanding teams vying for the chance to get to this year's elementary school finals. Let's meet them now. First from Rogers Heights Elementary School, please say hello to Marietta Boa, Anthony Pena, and Linda Quach. And from Scotchtown Hills Elementary, we say hello to Deirdre Kennedy, Hayden McWilliams, and Katie Tavetti. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, and the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to become the final of the 4 semifinalists in this year's competition. Let's make sure everything works properly. Anthony, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Mariatu, and to Linda. And Hayden, try yours. All right, it too seems to be in good working order. Good luck to you, Katie, and to Deirdre. Congratulations, guys, on being great ambassadors for your schools. Let's have a good game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically, R before S. So, Anthony, give me a category and a number, please.
Zoo Parade for 5 points.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, if you've got a group of kites and kestrels and ospreys that are very upset, you've got yourself 3 very angry what? Scotchtown Hills.
Birds.
Birds, that's right, like that great game you can play on your phone, Angry Birds. All right, go green.
Science Potpourri for 15.
Science Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, if someone is perfectly ambidextrous, what can they do? What can they do, Scotchtown?
They can write with both their right and left hand.
Absolutely right. Their right hand and their left hand, they aren't right-handed or left-handed. They're both-handed. They can do both equally well. Ambidextrous. Good. And Maria, could we have that light flip to the green side there so I know the last team that answered correctly? Thank you. Hayden, please.
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, in this year, his 202nd birthday, he is being celebrated by scientists going all around the country trying to convince some people who still don't believe in his theory of evolution. Who is he, Scotchtown?
Charles Darwin.
Happy birthday, Charles Darwin. 202 years old this year, and some people still question the validity of the theory of evolution. All right, go green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. If you mix together vinegar, which is acetic acid, and baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, in a bottle, and you put a balloon on top of that bottle, that balloon will fill up with a gas that those 2 chemicals, Rogers Heights.
Helium.
Not helium, not helium. Good try, Scotchtown Hills. If you mix vinegar, acetic acid, and baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, in a bottle, put a balloon on top of that bottle, that balloon will fill up with what gas that those 2 chemicals produced in a chemical reaction?
Carbon dioxide?
That's what they will make. They will make carbon dioxide, and that will expand that balloon. Absolutely right. All right. You'll get them next time, Anthony. Go, Hayden.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems, 15 points. Teams, what body part where the ulna bone joins the humerus bone is often a source of problems for a baseball pitcher? Anthony.
Joint.
Be specific. Help them out, ladies.
Arm.
More specific.
Hands.
Nope. Scotchtown Hills, where the ulna bone meets the humerus bone, is what part of the body, a place that is often a source of concern for a pitcher?
Hinge joint?
Elbow. Elbow. Ulna and humerus meet at the elbow. Try again, green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, what same verb means one way to prepare an egg and also illegally hunting elephants to get their ivory? Scotchtown Hills.
Poach.
Poach. You poach an egg and you poach an animal to take something illegally to that animal's detriment. Good. Green.
Green things for 15.
Green things, 15 points. Team scientists now speculate that if there is vegetation on distant planets, all of the leaves on those plants will be what color so as to absorb all of the... Rogers Heights.
Can I let her say?
Mariatu?
Green?
Not green. Scotchtown Hills. The speculation is that if there's vegetation on a distant planet, all of the leaves on those plants will be what color so as to absorb any sunlight that is available?
Black.
Black, absolutely right. Black leaves is what they speculate will be what they will find. Nicely deduced over there. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri, 10 points. Teams, your question is as follows. The U.S. government says only 71 milligrams of this chemical can be in a soft drink, but in Monster and Red Bull, you can have... Scotchtown?
Caffeine.
Caffeine, almost as 280 milligrams, which is why if you drink a can of Red Bull, it's like drinking 4 or 5 cups of coffee. So it is quite dangerous to do. All right, try again, green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. The earthquake that recently took place in New Zealand, Rogers Heights.
Can I let her answer?
She may. Let's see if you can figure out where we were going, Mariatu. What did you want to say? Let me finish it for Scotchtown Hills. The earthquake that took place in New Zealand recently registered 6.3 on the Richter scale, which was less than the earthquake that had occurred about a month before, which was 7.0, and yet the damage was greater this time. Give me a reason why the damage was worse.
It was worse because the earthquake occurred closer to the surface.
Absolutely right. It was closer to the surface, and also the town of Christchurch was nearer the epicenter than the previous one was. All right. We've come to the end of the first round. It's been all Scotchtown Hills thus far, but Rogers Heights, they'll be back in the second round. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away. And welcome back to Science Bowl. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Let's go over and meet our 6 challengers today, 3 of whom you've seen earlier this season if you've been with us, and 3 are brand new. Let's meet the new folks at Rogers Heights Elementary School. Your school did so well last year. You made it into the final 8 that we gave you a bye in the first round, so you're making your first ever appearance. And, of course, you're up against a team that's been here twice already, so I know you're just getting your act together. I know you're going to do well in the second half here. Anthony, tell us about your school. Where is Rogers Heights? That's in the Port Towns area,
yes.
Right? And who's the principal over there at Rogers Heights? Who's your principal?
Miss Bottoms.
Miss Bottoms, and I know she's out there rooting for you. And you have 2 sponsors, don't you?
Yes.
Who are they?
Mr. Carter and Miss Galco.
And they're out there. They're rooting for you. They're such big supporters of Science Bowl, and I know how hard they work to get you ready. Now, did you guys all practice before you got here, Anthony?
Yes.
Yes, and I know you've watched previous shows and you're keeping up with the news. And you're all readers. And boy, readers do so well on Science Bowl. And I congratulate you for being here representing your school. Anthony, tell me about yourself. What do you want to do when you get older?
I want to hopefully play in the NFL.
NFL. What position?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. All right, so you want to go for the glamour spot there, right? And you play football right now for the Port Town team, which is known as the
Wolves.
The Wolves. All right. Well, it's good to get out there. You learn so much in sport, and obviously you're a good student too. Before I leave you, Anthony, were there any alternates on your team?
Yes, Alan and Isaac, but Isaac isn't here now.
All right, we'll bring out the one alternate that's here. Thank you, Anthony. Linda, nice to have you here. All of you guys are musically inclined. I know Anthony said he had played an instrument at one time. And Linda, what do you play?
A violin.
Violin, and you've done that, you told me, over a year, about a year and a half. How'd you get interested in the violin?
Well, I just like string instruments, and I like the high pitch.
Absolutely. It's far different. I played a woodwind. I played the clarinet, so yeah, the strings are, that was a different side of the orchestra over there. You told me you like to read horror stories, right? Yeah. Do you have a favorite author?
R.L. Stein.
Very good. Oh, good choice. Good choice there. What do you want to do when you get older, Linda?
I want to study like technology and invent new.
I think that would be terrific. Yeah, and certainly you've made a good start here. This is the way to do it. Be involved in science and technology all the way through your career. Mariatu, nice to have you here. This is a young lady who wants to do something that I don't know that it's ever happened before. She wants to be an actress, singer, and a scientist at the same time. So you could really advance the cause of science. You could get out there and you could do a song and dance number for us. You look like you're ready for the stage. A very stylish young lady over here. Tell us about yourself. You read as well, don't you?
Yes.
What do you like to read?
Horror.
Horror? Oh, you and Linda have something in common there. And you're also musically inclined.
Yes.
What do you do?
Play the clarinet.
Play a clarinet, like I did. And obviously you're a good singer as well. And tell me, what else do you do in your spare time? Not that you have much left.
Read.
And of course, you're practicing your instrument. Why is it you wanted to be on Science Bowl?
I just got really interested.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're going to enjoy yourself. And make sure you help out Anthony in the second half here. All right? All three heads are better than one, so mix it up over there. Scotchtown Hills, nice to have you guys back. Sharp as ever. You guys were so impressive last time. Hayden, what makes you guys so good?
It's just the practice we've been putting in since like September when we started. We just keep trying and trying.
That's right. Like that old line, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. There's no shortcuts to excellence, and you guys certainly are exhibiting that. Tell us about Scotchtown Hills. You're up there in the Laurel area.
Yep.
Who's your principal?
Miss Prevost.
They're rooting for you, and you've got a couple sponsors as well.
Yes, Miss Doris and Mrs. Taylor.
And they are, what a great team they are. They have been so excited about this. And of course, Scotchtown Hills has been delayed a number of times during our taping season because of bad weather, but it did not throw them off their pace. So you guys are still so terrific over there. Any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have one. His name is Ishmael.
Okay, and we'll bring him out in a little bit. Thank you, Hayden. You're a bodyboarder.
Yep.
What else do? You play lacrosse?
Yep.
Yep, and someday...
I want to be a stockbroker.
A stockbroker, all right. Part of the American tradition, making money. Nothing wrong with that. Deirdre, nice to have you back with us. Yes, this young lady who does everything athletic imaginable. She swims, she plays basketball, she plays volleyball. What else do you do?
Yeah, that's mostly it.
I'm sorry?
Sometimes I sing.
Sometimes you sing.
And then
Yeah. Do you sing in front of people, or do you sing in the shower or in the church?
Yeah, I sing in church.
That's wonderful. And what do you aspire to do someday?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Pediatrician. You told me that you have 3 young boys who are like brothers to you. Is that right? I think that's wonderful. And you're a serious-minded young lady. I think you'd be an excellent doctor. Katie, nice to have you back. Young lady who wants to go to Hyattsville Middle School, another Science Bowl contender each and every year. Katie, what do you want to do professionally? When you get older, do you have a career goal in mind?
I don't know.
Listen, there's nothing wrong. I love answers like that because, you know, at this time in your life, even as you get older, sometimes it's hard to know what you want to do when you grow up, however old you may be. You like to read too, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what kind of books do you like?
I like adventure.
Very good. All right, you're a good player. I like how you help out Hayden, you and Deirdre both. All right, let's get back into the game. Our score 160 for Scotchtown Hills, Rogers Heights 50. Come on, you guys, let's start digging out, all right? You got to get back up there. All right, all work together, team effort, talk to each other. All right, let's have a good second round. Go green.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, there is a new report that these devices that we all hold next to our ears practically all day long are causing increased... Rogers Heights. Cell phones, that's right. Increased metabolism in the brain and exposure to forces, electromotive forces. So, yes, cell phones are great boons, but they're also potential hazards. All right, red.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, when Red Riding Hood came to see her grandmother, a.k.a. the wolf, she commented on her dentition. She said, "Grandmother, what big what you have." Scotchtown Hills.
Ears?
Not ears. Nope. Rogers Heights. Teeth. That's right. Dentition. What big teeth you have, Grandma. Better to eat you with. Excuse me. Better to eat you with. Go. Red.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, what non-alcoholic soft drink is brewed with the subterranean part of the sassafras plant? Rogers Heights.
Root beer.
Root beer, you got it. All right. Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the multivitamin known as Centrum Silver advertises itself on television as going from A to what mineral symbolized ZN? Scotchtown.
A to Z?
Not A to Z. What mineral is symbolized ZN? Centrum Silver says we go from A to what mineral? Zinc. A to zinc. Go again, Red.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, when Justin Bieber cut these dead epidermal cells, it made headlines around the world. Hayden.
Hair?
His hair, that's right. He got his hair cut. The dead epidermal cells and everybody, oh my goodness. Knocked Egypt out of the headlines. Go, what team is it now? Green? Green, okay.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points, the big one in that category. Teams, scientists are now able to regrow ears, artificial ears that look just like yours and can be placed back on your head. They do that by creating a scaffolding made of what gristly material that is found in your ears and nose right now? Cartilage. Anthony?
Cartilage.
Cartilage, absolutely right. You get a scaffold made of cartilage and you have some collagen with protein growing over it and you got yourself an artificial ear in a petri dish. Amazing. Go, Red.
Dateline science for 5 points.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, a new planet was discovered recently that made this largest planet in our solar system look like a speck. Rogers Heights.
Neptune?
Not Neptune. This largest planet in our solar system, it was nothing compared to this new one. In fact, ours looked like a speck. What was it?
Jupiter?
Jupiter, that's right, for 5 points. Go, Green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please. The myth of Sisyphus. He was condemned by Zeus to roll a rock up a hill and have it roll back down for all eternity. Here you can see a man looking like Sisyphus rolling that rock up that hill. Because that hill is bent or tilted, it is what kind of simple machine that helps you roll that rock up that hill? What kind of simple machine is it, Rogers Heights?
A lever?
Not a lever. Good try. What kind of simple machine is that is helping Sisyphus roll that rock up that hill, Hayden?
An inclined plane?
That's what I want to hear, an inclined plane or a wedge. Good, go, Green.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, applying a tourniquet to a cut is a last-ditch effort because when you do that, you are cutting off the supply of blood from what largest kind of blood vessel? What largest kind of blood vessel, Scotchtown Hills?
Artery?
Artery, that's right. And if you cut off the supply of an artery, you could risk losing what is ever downstream of that. So that is only to save a life. Go again, 190 to 95. Come on, Rogers Heights, don't lose out here. Go Green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, the National Hockey League team in Phoenix is named for these wily canines that the Roadrunner always... Anthony?
Crocodile.
Again?
Crocodile.
Not crocodile, no. Scotchtown Hills. What wily canine is the name of the Phoenix NHL team, the canine that the Roadrunner always outfoxed?
The coyote?
The coyote, that's right. Wily T. Coyote. Go, Green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, because so many people around the world want to dress nicely, this fibrous crop that is the king of the South is now selling, Anthony?
Cotton.
Cotton, that's right. All right, Mary ought to. Cotton is now way up there. It is selling at high prices because everybody wants to look fashionable. All right, good answer. Now you've broken the century mark. Go.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, the wasp is the new bloodhound. They're training wasps to detect the presence of bed bugs because bed bugs give off what kind of P-initialed chemical that the wasps home in on? What kind of P-initialed chemical is coming off those bed bugs that the wasp can detect?
Pheromone?
Pheromones, that's what I want to hear. Yes, sir, good. I think he surprised himself. All right, go Anthony.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, recently the blue spruce that was the national Christmas tree blew down in front of the White House. What kind of C-initial group of trees does the blue spruce belong to? Rogers Heights.
Coniferous.
Coniferous trees, yes sir, the evergreens. That's exactly right. Good. Go, Red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, scientists have developed an artificial version of this photosensitive layer at the back of your eye that will only work if the optic nerve it's connected to is still intact. What is that photosensitive layer called, Scotchtown?
The optic disc.
Not the optic disc. Good try. What is that photosensitive layer at the back of the eye that scientists have developed an artificial version of? It only works if the optic nerve to which it's attached is intact.
The pupil.
The retina. The retina is what we're looking for. All right. Red. Anthony again. Choose.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. This is a multiple choice question. Teams, it looks like it's going to storm. You have a thunderhead here. This is a mixture of nimbus clouds and what more familiar puffy cotton-like clouds. Scotchtown?
Cumulus?
That's what I want to hear. I was going to offer you cumulus, cirrus, or stratus. Those are cumulonimbus clouds. Yes, sir. Go.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Multiple choice question. I put up my thumb and blotted out the planet Earth. So said the first man to set foot on the moon. Was he? Who was he, Anthony?
Neil Armstrong.
It was Neil Armstrong. Absolutely right. Mariatu, not Chuck Yeager or Alan Shepard. Yes, good. Go, Red.
Wow, only 25. Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade 25, big one in that category. Teams, listen carefully. The first ever contagious cancer has been detected on the face of what largest surviving carnivorous? Anthony.
Leukemia?
Not leukemia, no. Remember the category, Zoo Parade, Scotchtown Hills. The first ever contagious cancer was discovered on the face of these largest surviving carnivorous marsupials. Can you name those animals?
Lion?
Tasmanian devils. Tasmanian devils is what we're looking for. Go, Red. 4 questions left.
Green things for 25 points.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, future geologists will be able to look back at our time here on Earth and know that we grew fields of corn and wheat and soy because they will find what tiny grains that are resistant to decay that those plants produced at this time. Scotchtown Hills.
Seeds?
Not seeds. Good try. What nearly indestructible plant grains are going to be found in the rock layers that geologists in future times will be able to look at and say they grew corn and wheat and soy?
Weeds?
Pollen grains is what we're looking for. Go.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, what endocrine gland found in your neck if it is treated with radioactive iodine can make you radioactive and you would have to be quarantined for a certain period of time? Anthony.
Tonsils?
Not tonsils, good try. What's the name of that endocrine gland in the neck that sometimes is treated with radioactive iodine and makes the person radioactive? Hayden.
Is it the pituitary gland?
Good try. Pituitary is actually higher up. The thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. 2 questions left. Anthony, which one?
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, back in 1995, the first ever planet outside of our solar system was discovered around a star called Pegasus number 5. Anthony?
Pluto?
Not Pluto, no. I don't think you weren't following completely there. The first planet found outside of our solar system back in 1995 around a star called Pegasus 5. It had a year equal to 4 Earth days, meaning that in 4 Earth days, what happened with that planet? What did it do?
It made a revolution around the Pegasus number 1?
Absolutely right. It revolved around its star, and that was its year, a very short one. Nice way to end that game. It was a good one, too. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't you leave. Welcome back to Science Bowl. We love games like this. We almost had some comeback kids. They really came back on that second half. Rogers Heights, we were worried about you, but boy, you proved your mettle. We're so proud of you. Our final tally today is Rogers Heights 165. Scotchtown Hills, they continue to sizzle over there. 245. You're headed to the next game and maybe to the finals. Congratulations, Deirdre and Hayden and Katie, Ishmael, Miss Taylor, Miss Doris. You're all doing it right up there. Rogers Heights, let's see some smiles over here. You guys got excited. We were excited for you. Mariatu and Anthony and Linda, you really started to click. Alan, congratulations to you. Miss Galco, Mr. Carter, thank you for all you did. We love having Rogers Heights here. We love seeing you too. See you next time on Science Bowl. Bye-bye.